can you help me get my child organized and packed for college? The answer is yes. We love working with youth of all ages and organizing and helping people get packed up for all life adventures and unpacked for those adventures is one of our services. So yes, we can help you. Yes, it makes it a little bit easier if it's not the mama or not the daddy helping them make those decisions and getting their rooms tidied up, organized, packed, strategized for what they're going to need and what they're not going to need and what they're not going to need yet. So go to pinkyjackson.com. If you're in the Louisville area, we can do it on site. If you're not in the Louisville area, we can maybe do it on site with our travel program, and we can definitely do it via Zoom because we have virtual organizers on our team. So, but if you're trying to do it yourself, here are 3 things I want you to focus on. Number 1, know your child. Number 2, know the dorm. And number 3, know your resources for getting things to and from the dorm after they moved in. Okay? So number 1, know your child. The friend who asked me for this help said, her daughter took her entire room and her son only wanted his video games. So take a look and see, because we all, teenagers are just like adults. We all have different needs on how we want our space to feel and to function, right? So form and function are important, and some of that is more important to one person than the other. So that's really, really important, is know what's important to your child and really think about, is the way the room feels to them wonderful, but they're like, no, I don't need anything, because you're the one who put all that together, who decorated it, who changes the sheets, who replenishes the art and swaps things out. Do they not think about, oh, I need this, because they take it for granted that it's going to be there because you've made sure it always has? Or are they really more of a minimalist and they don't really want to take care of things, and they may get overstimulated if there's too much in the dorm life and on the campus life and in their exact room? So really know what they actually do need on a physiological level, right? And then think about the second category of things that they're going to need are those things that they've always just taken for granted because they're somewhere else in the house, right? So not just the decor and how the room feels, but supplies. And I'm talking a pair of scissors, I'm talking, sunscreen, I'm talking Post-it notes, I'm talking allergy medicine, I'm talking anything that they just went to the kitchen, or they went to the library, or they went to your bathroom, or they went to the storeroom in your house, and they could always get it because you always made sure it was there, right? First aid kit, the whole bit, right? So think about those things that they really are going to need, but they've just never had to take responsibility for. So they're not, that's not on their radar to say, oh yeah, let's pack this for me, right? And then think about the things that maybe they don't need year round in the dorm, especially if they're only there for 9 months. There's going to be things that they don't need. But think about the things that they may not need all the time and that you can easily or with great difficulty send to them or have them come home to get, right? For some people, it's super easy to have them to ship something to someone in the dorm, to come pick up clothes and things, that are off season, for mom to come visit, for them to fly home. It's very different depending upon what your resources are of time and of money to get things to your child that you don't pack up the first time. So kind of think about what that looks like and what feels right for your family. So that's the first thing, is just kind of know that about yourself. Then, once you kind of have an idea of what they like and what they need, there's a whole nother category of things that you've probably never thought of. And those are the things that are specific to living in not just a dorm, but the specific dorm they're going to be moving to, or apartment, or housing, whatever the housing situation is, right? So I would recommend that you do 2 things. Number 1, get on the university's website. Their Residence Life Association and their Residence Life Department are going to have lists. They're going to be lists of things that bring this, you can bring this, do not bring this, you can't have this, you won't need this, all of that. So that's going to be really helpful. But here's another resource that I think is much more helpful, and that's YouTube. Yep, University of YouTube. And here's why. There's a whole lot of YouTubers who are going to college right now. And I'm sure they have a lot to say about what they brought that was a great idea, what they didn't bring, what they wish they brought, what they wish they didn't bring. And some of them are going to mention or have in their keywords for your search the specific college, the specific dorm, and sometimes the specific floor and even type of room where your child is going. That is gold. Knowing that some rooms and some halls are air conditioned, not air conditioned, come with carpet, don't. How many people you're sharing a bathroom with, whether or not things really drain in the bathroom, or you need to make sure that your shower shoes have holes in them so they'll drain. All the things. There's so many specifics that are specific to a dorm. Plus, those videos are just great to listen to all of the products that are out now that may not have been out when you or I went to college, and all of the things that are just really, really helpful now that kids are, have specific kind of electronics that, that they're going to need. And also that kids are a lot more aware of their mental health needs, right? And so that's a beautiful thing that a lot of folks will probably talk about. And I absolutely advocate for noise canceling headphones and any type of screen that they may need to put around their study space, and really long charging cables, because if they're at, they make them like 10 feet long. If they're at a shared space in a dorm study room, in a library, in a lecture hall, and they need to charge their laptop or their tablet or their phone, those crazy long things are really going to come in handy. Of course, power banks are wonderful. So there's all of these technological gadgets that some kids need because that's the way they like to study and that's the way they like to have either their recreation activities are also online. But also a lot of kids don't realize how much they need because they're going to be sharing their space with so many more people now than they're used to doing, right? So I think those are the most important things around how to get your child organized so you can pack them off for college is know them, know their dorm, and know yourself. Right? So know what they need and what they want, know what's going to be at the dorm and what's not, and know what your ability is to provide for them the things that you've always provided, but they need to learn to have themselves, to replenish themselves, to find themselves. And really just have an understanding of if something's forgotten, how easy is it to get to them, right? So there's just so many resources. There's so many things. If your child is going a distance to a dorm, you can have things drop shipped right to the dorm. You can use vacuum bags to get a lot of things in one carload rather than having to rent a U-Haul or to have mom's car full, dad's car full, and their car full. There's lots of different ways that you can do that now that you couldn't before. But again, those are the most important things, I think, is to really know what your child knows they need and what you know they need because they walk around your house and get supplies. And if those things aren't sent to the dorm, they won't be in the dorm. But you can do this. You can do this. And if you need help, just go to pinkyjackson.com. I'd love to help you.